Hi, my name is Kathy Sadlier-Fiol, and this is my EDU 709 presentation of my creating project. I work in a second grade classroom, and I wanted to create something that I could use with my class these last couple months of school. My thought is that I can try it out with my current class and see how it works and then modify it or just scrap it for next year. My searching project was focused on how a wiki can be incorporated into the classroom. I had only limited use with the wiki and I wanted to find out more. After doing my research, I felt that this was a platform that I could use in my classroom. It seemed pretty easy to use, and I thought it would be easy for my second graders to use as well. There were two uses that I thought I could easily incorporate into my lessons for this year. We have student-led conferences in the spring. Students use their portfolio to show their family what they have accomplished for the year. I thought I'd have my students create an online portfolio using the class wiki that they could use for their conference. The second use that I thought we could use the wiki for was to have a class discussion online. I thought I could pose questions and teach them how to answer them. This would be their first experience blogging. Many times when we have a class discussion, not everyone participates. This can be for a variety of reasons, and I'm not sure if those who don't speak up do so because they have nothing to add or if they're too shy to speak. I thought that using the wiki would be a way for me to assess what they know. I created a wiki site that we will use for both of these lessons. Let's take a peek at what I have there now. And hopefully it's opening my wiki site. Great, so that worked. I used PBWorks to create the website, and I've been happy with the functionality of the site so far. This is my class, the past Halloween. I want to make it fun, so I thought that I would change this picture maybe weekly so they don't get bored with the page. And I've created 4 links so far. The picture site just has the pictures that I've taken of the class so far this year. I have some videos in there too. I thought I'd allow my students to go in and look at these when they have their work done. It'll help get them familiar with the site and familiar with logging in and moving around. The calendars are mainly there for the parents to look at. Next year I thought I'd keep them up to date weekly with what's happening at school. The calendars that I have in there only have the main events that are happening the rest of the year. So mainly the students will be looking at the blog and portfolio pages. So I'm going to go into the blog one. Right now for the blog page, I've set up a sample of what the questions would look like. We just finished reading Charlotte's Web, or I read it to them, and so I thought we could do a class discussion using this question. If they were going to be a character in Charlotte's Web, who would they be and why? Would they be Wilbur, Charlotte, or Templeton? I hope to carry on the conversation online with the students all week, but knowing my students, they'll want to talk about this face-to-face, but I'm going to resist letting them talk about it, at least to me, unless they do it in the blog. I'm going to tell them that they have to put their thoughts in the blog, and then I'm going to respond to them. I think they'll enjoy this, and I hope we can have other discussions before they leave this year. I'm going to go back here. The other page that we'll be working on is the portfolios page. I created a page for each one of my students. I put their picture to make it fun, and then put a link under their name to their name. These were pictures of my students with their secret Santa gifts. I had someone that approached me and offered to be their secret Santa this year. They gave me $20 for each one of my students to buy them a gift. So what I did was I had them make out a Christmas list for one of their writing projects, and then I had them rank their top 5 gifts. And then I got to have the fun of going out and purchasing everything and wrapping it for them. My students didn't have any idea until that day that they were getting gifts. I did it the week before Christmas. David, Kaylin, Carly, and Yamarian, the first four on there, it looks a little bit different because they weren't in the day that we did the gifts, and so they had to open their gifts the next day that they were back. So when you click on a name, it takes you to their page. I put a document in David's just so that you can kind of see what it's going to look like. This was from last year, and it shows you what their portfolios are going to look like on the site here. They're going to choose their best work in math, writing, reading, science, and social studies, and then it's going to be posted on this page. And then I'm hoping that they'll use this as the main place for discussion with their families during the conferences. This is a form that the students fill out each time they put something in their portfolio. They have to put their name, they're supposed to put their date. Then there's some things that they can check off on here for the reasons that they chose to put that work. And then they're supposed to put what it was that they learned when they completed that page. So now I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint. So the first lesson in my creating project is creating a digital portfolio. On this page you can see a sample of what the students' current portfolios look like. They have a box that they keep their papers in. This is an example of what a good portfolio looks like. Needless to say, with second graders, many of them are not nearly as organized. What's happened in the past is the students get their box at conferences, and most of the time is spent organizing or just looking through the box. There's really no in-depth conversation that usually happens because the box is so unorganized, and there's really no thought put into what they're going to show their parents and what they're going to tell their parents. So for this year, I would like to have the students just choose the best page for each of their subjects, and if they've not completed the self-assessment page, then they will. Then they're going to meet with me, and I'm going to teach them how to take a picture of their page with our document camera. I'll have them save it on my computer and then the class flash drive. Next, I'm going to teach the class how to upload their pictures to their portfolio. I'm going to do that as a whole class instruction. And then they're going to upload their 5 pictures to their portfolio during their computer time. They have a half hour each afternoon where they do a variety of tasks on the computer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to laminate step-by-step instructions that I wrote that they're going to use to follow while they're at the computer, and it's the same steps that I'm going to go through when I teach them in the class how to make their portfolios. If the students aren't successful in getting it all to work after they've attempted to do it and have asked a friend to help, then I'm going to step in and help them. I'm going to then go back, and once they're done, I'm going to go and verify it and make sure that their portfolios are set up properly. And then the week before conferences, I'm going to have them practice with a friend, and then they're going to do a conference with me so that I can see what it is that they're planning on doing and see that they can get in there and maneuver and find their portfolios. They're going to still have their boxes with them so that they can show their parents if there's some things in there that they want to show them, especially the art. It seems like art is the thing that they like to show their parents. But my hope is that by doing it this way, at least the students are going to have a discussion with their parents about the 5 core subjects that they do in the classroom. So then the second lesson that I did for my creating project was to teach the students how to blog. As I said in the introduction, when we have class discussions, not everyone has a chance to participate, and this can be for a variety of reasons. Not enough time, someone hogs the floor, they can't think of something to say, or they don't know the answer. And so there's a lot of times when I have a classroom discussion, the typical one where the students raise their hand, I'm not really getting a feel for what everyone knows and doesn't know, because only a few children are usually speaking, and so it's not really an effective way to do any type of assessment. But using the wiki site, I'll better be able to assess what it is that they know and don't know. I think we'll have much better discussions once they get used to going in and typing in their responses. But everyone will participate because that'll be a requirement that everyone has to go in and type something in there. And then I'm going to better understand what they know and don't know. I'm also going to be able to see if there's some misconceptions, because there could be things when we're talking about like a science topic that they have some misconceptions about something, so it'll be a way for me to clarify some of those. So I just think that plus this is a way to get the students on the computer typing their thoughts, and then ultimately getting them so that they're having an actual discussion on there, not just posting comments and um, moving on. I want to get an actual dialogue going. So my hope is that with this first one, that I'll be able to create some kind of dialogue, at least between me and the students, and then some of my higher level students, I might be able to get them to talk to each other a little bit. And once the students start seeing that in there, I'm hoping that it'll just get other students to participate that way too. So for my creating project, I really enjoyed working on this. I feel that what I have created is something that I'm actually going to be able to use in my classroom right now. Most of the work that I've done in this master's program really hasn't been anything that I've been able to use right away. But when I set up with this wiki page, it was my goal to have something that I could use now in my class. We're on spring break right now, but next week I'm going to introduce the site to the students and let them go in and start looking around. And I also plan on teaching them about the blog and having them get their choices ready for their portfolios. Conferences are the second week of May, so we don't have any time to waste. So that's my creating presentation.